If racing is about getting from point A to point B as fast as possible, then drag racing might be its purest form. But there's a lot that happens in the few seconds it takes to complete a 160 mile per hour run. This is Frank Hawley's drag racing school, one of the best places in the world to learn how to drag race.
Here we are at Gainesville Raceway. We're going to be driving one of these today. It's a Super Comp dragster.
This rocket ship is 20 feet long, 0 to 60 in about 1.5 seconds. The 572 Chevy big block engine pumping out 750 horsepower.
I've had the opportunity to drive a lot of really fast cars, but this is a completely different level and an entirely new experience for me.
All the stuff we're going to talk about the next 2 days, you can apply to anything else in your life that you're doing, okay? It is not sports specific.
And that, my friends, is Mr. Frank Hawley, one of the NHRA's 50 all-time drag racers.
What's your name?
Frank Hawley.
My name is Frank Hawley.
So like
Your name is not Frank Hawley.
Amen.
Don't ever do that again.
Yes, sir.
Against the reigning world champion, the Chi-Town Hustler, with Frank Hawley at the wheel. Look at the finish, and it's Hawley by half a car length.
I drove it right out the back door is what they say.
Frank Hawley and the Chi-Town Hustler and Hawley.
It might not look too fancy, but the knowledge is there.
As you're pulling forward, you want to look and see an imaginary target in the center of your lane a quarter of a mile away. This is about how fast you should pull forward. If you go faster than that, you run out of time to make any corrections. If you go too slow, nothing's happening as you're making corrections.
So I told you guys I've never been drag racing before, and I didn't even know this, but they put this glue surface down. I don't know if you can hear it or you can see my foot sticking to it, but basically they respray this in the mornings, and then Frank sprays this stuff down in between runs sometimes, and it basically helps get optimal acceleration off the line, and they actually spray this pretty much down the entire track.
After a few hours covering fundamentals in the classroom, we suit up to do our first run.
So I've got my arms strapped in. They're attached to my seatbelt, as you can see. So in case of a rollover, my hands won't fly out of the car. It's not as uncomfortable as I thought also. The wheel's very tiny, but I guess you don't actually steer these things. Not a lot going on in here. But the most important part is this button on my right here, that trans brake. When I get to the starting line, I'll take my foot off of the brake pedal and hold this down, and it'll lock for me, control the RPMs. And when I let go of that, I'll have my foot all the way down on the gas already, so it'll be revved up like a pre-launch. But the second I let go of that, I'll rocket off the line.
Pulling up to the line, I do a burnout to warm up the tires. Warmer tires are softer, meaning they'll provide better grip, and even a little more grip can be a competitive advantage during a race. At this point, my heart must have been around 160 beats per minute. You'll see me slowly pull up to the pre-stage light, then the stage light. Then Frank's gonna trigger the tree, and I'll rocket off the line.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's like getting hit by a hammer the second that you take off for the first like 30, 40, 50 feet. It's incredible. So, and a lot easier to drive than I expected.
Don't confuse in life. Don't confuse two words, simple and easy. There's some things that are relatively simple. They're very difficult to do properly.
The way that this school is organized is that you do 3 runs per day over a 2-day period. And after those 6 runs, you qualify for your NHRA competition license. So you can actually go out and drag race. The next run I'll take is a 660, the 8th mile,
then I'll do 1,000 foot, and then I'll do 3 full quarter-mile runs. So basically, you progress up, right, as you get a feeling for the car, as you get a feeling for the procedures and the processes, and how you can safely accelerate up to potentially 160, 170 miles per hour in these cars.
After another session in the classroom, I do my 660-foot run, half the full length of the track.
Our next one's gonna be the 1,000. It's honestly, once you get up to speed, it's just unbelievable. Like a punch in the gut right off the line, but then just like clears up from there and it's wide open. So we'll see how it goes.
And the run looked fine going down the track. The only comment I had here on my notes is when you staged, ideally we want to pre-stage and stop, get all set. You rolled in with pre-stage stage right together. And again, if you're racing, you can't do that.
After some video feedback, it's time for the 1,000-foot run. And this is where things get technical. Frank dove into the science of vision and reaction time. It takes exactly 0.5 of a second between the last yellow light and the green. But a perfect human reaction time is 0.15 seconds. And it takes about 0.14 seconds for the car to put the power to the ground. If you blink at the wrong time, that'll cost you 0.2 seconds. So that leaves something like 0.2 of a second margin of error, which makes this truly a sport of milliseconds.
Oh man, so I just got out of the car, finished my last run of the day. It's the 1,000-foot run, which is 1/8 of a mile, and basically that opens it up for us tomorrow to actually do our 3 NHRA license qualifying runs, which are a 1/4 mile each, you know, the full beans, if you will. But man, that, you know, going from basically this morning 200 feet to then the 660-foot run and now the 1,000-foot, the power just keeps going. The G-forces that push you back, it slams your head into the back. It's violent for a second, but everything comes very calm relatively quickly.
Now it's day 2, where I do 3 1/4-mile NHRA competition licensing runs. They all look the same, so I'll put them together for one super run.
It's about all that little tiny, careful stuff. That's what we spend all our time on. Once you get out there a few hundred feet and you're in the middle of the track, there's nothing to talk about.
My heart rate is getting up there a little bit, so I've got to figure out a way to kind of compose myself a bit more and really relax.
A lot of drag racing is done at incredibly slow speeds. A 1/10 of a mile per hour staging the car and 3 or 4 miles an hour backing it up and 1 or 2 miles an hour lining it up. And so a lot of that is, I don't want to say more important than the run, but as important as the run. And if you prepare and get set up properly, your run's going to be better. The misconception with drag racing is it's just about hauling ass and high speed, and it's a sport of discipline and accuracy and being careful.
The first run I took yesterday, we did the 200-foot run, and I've never ever driven a dragster in my life.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're nervous. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
And you're like, you know, 700 horsepower, whatever this is behind you, 750 even. But after the first or so run, you realize how in control you actually are.
Yeah.
And a big part of the school is understanding how to control this beast, essentially,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.